It's Manchester City taking on Inter Milan in the Champions League final tomorrow night. It's live on talkSPORT. We'll have a look at various aspects of this in a second. This is Pep going into it.
Some people want, some people don't. Friends of us or club like we are sympathetic, I'm pretty sure they want it, and other clubs they don't want it at all. So, but it's normal, so it's not a problem. We have to play a game. It's the last game of the season, so the team who's going to win will be the crown. So we'll be champion, and it's about what we have to do to beat Inter de Milan. This is the point, and after the consequences, we'll see.
Now then, while you're on walkabout, let's have a listen to what Pep was saying there, because obviously the enormity of the situation is far from lost on him. If they don't go on to secure the sacred treble, which is very much on offer, Simon.
Yes.
Would it be wrong for anybody out there to label City a failure in any shape or form this season?
No, you can't label them a failure, but you can accuse them of missing a huge opportunity to slay a particular dragon, because that dragon keeps on breathing fire on them, which is the idea that they can't win the Champions League. They are the best team in world football. Not the best club, the best team in world football. And with that in mind, they've got a side that if Manchester City turn up and play like Manchester City can and should, they will win this Champions League.
Yeah.
So it's about Man
Agreed.
City. Listen, Inter Milan aren't just there to be shot at.
No.
But the bottom line is Man City are a better side than Inter Milan. So if that's got to manifest itself in Pep Guardiola, people will say not overthinking it, overcomplicating it. But the group of players that are on that pitch know all the task that's in front of them. They'll be set up in a certain way by Guardiola. And I fully expect them to win this game.
Yeah, me too.
So it can't be. It would be mean-spirited and disingenuous for any little wag to pop up and suggest that failure is the word that would be attached.
Yeah.
But it will be a failing, because the failing to win the Champions League when you're in the box seat against a side that on paper and off paper you are far better than them.
Right.
And you will have stolen defeat from the jaws of victory.
I get you. No failure, but a failing. I get it. If Manchester City fall united in completing the trio, completing the treble, does it not go to show that Manchester nowadays is a true home of football in this country?
Well, Manchester, ironically, for this particular economic scenario, is where the money is. Chelsea are where the money's being spent badly right now, and that will change. But Manchester City, with their ownership structure and now their achievements fueling their outcomes and not needing really Mansur to prop it up anymore, and Manchester United's ability to generate cash in a certain way that no other football club has been able to do, gives them the economic might. And then, of course, that coupled with the fact that they've got in Pep Guardiola the best coach in the world right now.
Yeah.
All of those things give you this cyclical moment in time.
But that's a yes, isn't it? That's a yes.
It's a yes right now. It's today.
Yeah.
Today, yes. But that doesn't mean tomorrow and next year that there's not going to be a changing of the order. It's difficult to see that because Chelsea have got to come from such a far position, and I think Arsenal have got to do a lot to maintain where they are. And that's no disrespect to Arsenal. I think if they've signed the Declan Rices of the world and they add some additional centre-backs in there that give them depth of squad and a goal scorer that can score them 25 goals, which are, all of these things are like, well, everyone needs those, will give Arsenal a chance to maintain where they are and maybe even push on to a different level. But yes, the argument, tragically for us in the South, is the home of achievement right now is in Manchester because everything's going to them. What hasn't gone to them? I mean, Man United have won the League Cup. Man City have won the FA Cup, the Premier League, and now about to win the European Championship. European Cup.
It gets your goat. The focus of attention is not in the club or clubs in the south.
No,
but it's on two clubs in the north. Why is that? I don't understand that.
It doesn't get my goat.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. I'm not in the camp of a north-south divide. I've got a northern girlfriend. I don't have that mentality. Obviously, my son was born up in the north, which did upset me. But notwithstanding that, I'm a southerner. My vested interest is in the south of England. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate and value the beauty of Man City's football. I'm regularly the first one out of the gate to turn around and say the biggest club in world football is whom? Manchester United. That's not the shtick of a dyed-in-the-wall southerner that can't see past the King's Road.
Before we go any further, just before we get to the break, we'll carry on the talk of City in Istanbul when we come back. Were you surprised at how open David Sullivan was with the two of us yesterday?
No.
You know, he opened up on this show. It went everywhere. Even the Premier League tweeted it. West Ham chairman David Sullivan's issued an update on Declan Rice's future.
Well, I think it was. I mean, look. Why would anyone? I think there's more space for people to be forthright in this business. People aren't forthright. I think there's something wrong with not being forthright. And David was forthright. You asked him a question. What did he do? He gave you an answer. Exactly. And now people are going to turn around and say, he shouldn't have given that answer. Oh, okay, fine. Well, the fella can't win, can he?
Yeah. And he was being honest about it.
Look, I mean, his motivations would do it. I don't think his motivations behind it are for the well-being of anybody else besides David's and West Ham.
Fair enough, his club.
But that's his club.
Yeah. So it is huge. Manchester City up against Inter Milan. It's going to be live on talkSPORT. You will not miss a thing throughout that match. 90 minutes, maybe more, maybe penalties, who knows.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.